This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk about what I'm glad we're not missing. That's the Hart Dynasty taking on Chris Jericho and Miz. Let me give you the backstory here. The Miz's feud with the Hart Dynasty had begun while the Miz was still one half of the unified tag champs with Big Show. And during the draft episode of Raw, the Hart Dynasty defeat Miz and Big Show to win the championship, which leads to Big Show then turning on Miz. In the following week, Miz and Jericho, another former tag partner of Big Show, team up to attack the Hart Dynasty, and Jericho goes on to defeat Smith to earn a title match for himself and Miz, and that brings us to Over the Limit. So in this era, Davey Boy Jr., who is working as David Hart Smith, is teaming with Tyson Kidd. And we've talked a lot on this show about how much we enjoyed the 2015 pairing of Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Well, 5 years before, Tyson Kidd, still a tag team specialist. He's with David Hart Smith, the Hart Dynasty, and they're going to retain their tag titles over Jericho and Miz in 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Meltzer would say this was technically the best worked match of the undercard, but it was hard for them to get the crowd. The crowd loved Jericho, who got a huge babyface pop, probably because of the Canadian contingent. But since he worked as a heel, the crowd wasn't getting into his heel selling. But either way, though, he goes on, he being Meltzer, pronouns pal, to really put over what a special performer Tyson Kidd is here. The finish sees Smith pinning Miz after the heart attack finish. He gave it 3.25 stars. High praise from Dave Meltzer here. What'd you think?
I agree. You know, I'm a huge fan of Davey Boy and TJ, you know, and Jericho, I could see would be a baby face. So that just left Miz, and you can only beat Miz up so long, without the audience, you know, wanting to see something else. It's a funny thing about Detroit, I guess, because it's right there on the Canadian border.
Right.
You had a lot of Canadian fans over the years, really big time. And they're great fans. They're a great audience. And if they're cheering for Jericho, that kind of took the edge off of the other guys, the other Canadians, Davey Boy and TJ. But those guys were just so creative and so different, and they were young and new and fresh. I just think it was over before it should have been.
Why don't you think Davey Boy Jr. had a bigger run here with the company? I mean, he's clearly on good enough terms with them. I mean, he even showed up at Hall of Fame a few years ago when the Hart Foundation went in. It just feels, I don't know, like a missed opportunity. He's got plenty of size. He's got the right pedigree. His work is good. Was he just too young at the time? What say you?
Yeah. And I will make a prediction. He'll have another run with WWE.
Yeah, I hope so. This match is really great, guys. I can't recommend it enough. It gets 3.25 stars, the exact same rating that we got with Mysterio and CM Punk. No surprise that those are going to be two of the best matches on the card.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.